Okay, so I'm super thrilled to be here and to be part of this discussion on food, on the food system in the North. I was invited to talk about food recycling, organics recycling, and some of the challenges and opportunities we have in the North. So let's just go ahead. My name is Chris Vaughn. I am the Sustainability Coordinator. I come from Montreal, have a background in engineering and community work. My dirty love affair with waste, I guess, started in Africa when I was doing some work in Mali and Senegal with regards to food sovereignty initiatives. I came up to the North and quickly realized that Yellowknife is not West Africa, nor is it Montreal. Treaty 8 land has its own set of particularities, climate, geology, geography that all affects how we manage food. Nothing like a wolf coming to your workplace to remind you of how much you don't know about the food system. And so I'm learning every day as I do this. So I'm happy to share what I've learned so far. Just a few stats about waste here in the North. 26% of our waste is in fact organic and can be composted. So that kind of rounds out to about 5,000 tons per year. So clearly, if we want to be a sustainable city, we need to address waste diversion. So waste diversion is important. However, waste reduction is key. This is my son, Fellow. He loves to buy bananas but hates to eat bananas. And I am tempted to always do the right thing and throw these bananas in the compost bin. But in fact, the right thing would be to be a critical consumer and not succumb to the peer pressures of a 4-year-old and to realize that it's all about reduction. Recycling, anyways, is still important. I like organics recycling because it is location specific. You cannot send your rotten tomatoes to Calgary, they won't take it. So it forces us to be responsible for the waste that we, in fact, make. So I find it just kind of creates a sense of community. Maybe I'm just being super positive about it, but so it is. It's also, for me, I think there's this idea of space and saving space. We have to recognize that space has a cost. And in composting and diverting our organic waste, we also have an opportunity to extend the life of the landfill, which is good because we pay for that. So just things to consider as we, divert. Waste reduction involves waste generators. So we have our pre-consumer waste generators, i.e. grocery stores and whatnot, and post-consumer generators, i.e. you and I. And one of the overarching similarities is packaging. It's just difficult. On the pre-consumer side, unpackaging means time, and time means effort. For us, we're so used to seeing waste as a monolithic thing and don't really take the time to be like, hey, you know what? They have different streams. So part of my job is to encourage people to divert, separate, and rethink waste. I'm showing these pictures so that you guys have an idea of what happens behind the scenes out at the compost pad. Down south, compost facilities are rigged up with these crazy centrifuges and like machinery that has all these numbers on it and samurai swords that cut up your work and then put it into different densities, but we don't have that here. We have Shannon and Gary who go who go through your waste by hand and a shovel every day, you know what I mean? So I think for Yellowknife, it is very important that we really are educated on how to help these guys out. We don't have the high tech, but we do have the spirit. So we need your help, and it's a community thing. Nonetheless, we're able to create the ideal, I guess, scenario for good composting. We have temperatures reaching about 72 degrees, even in the fall and early winter. That means heat. Heat also means energy, so I'm just planting that seed. If there's anybody who wants to talk about heat to energy and waste energy, maybe, who knows, worth checking out. We get compost, which is great. The city uses it for landscaping. The city uses it for landfill cover, and I know it's been a while, but we will be distributing that to gardeners. What we're trying to do is up our operations, be more efficient, make sure our sampling and testing is on point. We have a bit of, we struggle because a lot of the regulation refers to southern realities, whereas we're the North, we're different, so we have to try to balance that, but still make sure we provide top grade compost. So that's just germination happening, and another way to test to see whether or not our stuff is valid, which it is. I'm putting this out here not for you to see the prices per se, but just to, give a shout out to our waste haulers. For us in this room, probably, the GHG pitch works, but for a lot of people that doesn't. Money talks. So we have to find a price structure that really reflects the cost of burying mixed waste. So high cost for that, for tipping fees, and low cost for composting. Also, right now, the compost program is hinged on the goodwill of you folk, which is nice, but ideally we would have some regulation to back that up. So maybe we would need to talk to council to implement some type of bylaw or some type of ban that really puts our money where our mouth is. Just throwing that out there. We also got to think about the different profiles in terms of Yellowknife. We have people who live in apartments, condos, small businesses. Space in Yellowknife is expensive and limited, so how can we create like an adaptable organics program that considers all profiles and still be able to monitor properly? I put this up here so I can breathe, and y'all could just look at how beautiful this is. Right? We have 3 active piles right now just doing their thing, 30 meters long. At full expansion, we can have as many as 18 active piles. So this makes me feel good. Mother Nature, man, really cool. But we also need the support from you guys. I know there's a lot of expertise out there, whether it's artists, communicators, engineers. We're trailblazers. We've won awards for doing this, but I think there's so much more we can do, and I'm hoping that we can just have a back and forth and dynamic conversation with the city, with the community, and figure out how to move forward. I believe in the zero waste Yellowknife. I don't think it's that crazy. I do believe that we need to work towards it, and I do feel that organics recycling is part of that game plan. I think that's it. That was super fast. Thank you so much. All right.